Hey, how are you doing? I'm so delighted to welcome all of you for today's training, and this is going to be yet another edition of impactful training that we have been providing for our followers on Facebook and YouTube. So, if you have been connecting to this training, today is another day, and we are on diversity management, right? Diversity management is what we're looking at. So if you have been part of us and you have been following the training, today also is going to be another wonderful day for the training. So I would like to welcome all of you for always taking time to be part of the training, for always connecting to be part of the training. Welcome you. If you join us, let us know that you have joined us and let's know from where you are joining us. Thank you. Let us know where you are joining us from. Yeah, so you can help me also to share the link to other people to join. Share it in the group, let them join. You can also place it on your wall. Let those that will see it to join, so that together we can go through the course today. So we have been on diversity management, and we are going to continue with diversity management training. So let us know where you're joining us from. Um, Joshua Ifyong Jacob, no, you're joining us from Akwa Ibom. Yes, that's good. Mr. Beatrice, Mr. Beatrice, I still have your certificate with me here. Try and collect your certificate. Mr. Beatrice from Degree. So please, if you are in our WhatsApp group, can you share the link in the group? Let others also see it and join. Thank you very much for doing so. So the last time we met, we were looking at diversity and organizational performance. And we saw how diversity play a vital role in organization. And we all agree that diversity is not an optional thing for organization now. It's a compulsory thing that all organization must do. I think this is what we discussed the last time, right? So all organization must embrace diversity as an important tool to guide its operation and productivity in their work environments. All right. So this is what we were able to look at last time we met. So today we are looking at developing inclusive workplace policies. Developing what? Inclusive workplace policies. Yeah, it's very essential for every organization to have policies that are inclusive, you know, that embrace everybody. It doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter your color, it doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter what you profess as your gender. Do you understand? But you can agree with me that yeah, things are changing so far as the U.S. government currently is concerned. The issue of transgender and all of that, they are being an issue, most especially when it regards to their military. Do you understand? They don't want to see those that could not identify their gender to be in the military and things like that. So transgender issues, communities are finding difficult in this situation at this time. But what we're trying to encourage is that developing inclusive policies should embrace and give everybody opportunity to contribute their quota. Do you understand? It doesn't matter where they come from. Yeah, it doesn't matter what color they are. So let's look at developing inclusive workplace policies. All right. So we are going to look at creating and implementing diversity policies. All right. Creating and what maintaining or implementing diversity policies. It is one thing to create a policy, it's another thing to implement it. All right. It's one thing to create a policy, it's another thing to implement that policy. Do you understand? So diversity in terms of policy formulation and policy implementation matters a lot. So, all right. So let's look at the objectives of this training. We want to understand the importance of diversity policies in the workplace, and we want to also identify key components of an effective diversity policy. You know, and then we'll learn steps for implementing and enforcing diversity policies. Now, diversity policies help create equitable workplace environment. All right. Diversity policies help to create what? Equitable work environment. They align with legal frameworks such as equal employment opportunity laws. Do you understand? So this is what they stand for. So diversity policies helps to create, you know, an environment whereby everybody is being carried along. Nobody is sidelined. Nobody is, you know, undermined. Everybody is being carried along. Do you understand? So let's look at key elements of a diversity policy. When a policy is considered to be diversified or that it has elements of diversity, how does the policy look like? What are being contained in such policy? Number one is a clear commitment statement from leadership. The leadership must first and foremost accept, all right? The leadership must first and foremost accept the policy. They must make a clear statement concerning their perspective on the diversity matter. So they must encourage everyone to shun discrimination and give an opportunity to those that are qualified, those that merit it. Do you understand? It's not be on who knows who. It shouldn't be on what color or on what geographical location you come from, but rather, do you have the skills? Do you have what it takes? So the leadership must make a clear statement emphasizing the importance of credibility and merit against selection, against discrimination, against segregation, and against you know any act of exclusion. Do you understand? So this is very important. So when leadership make that clear statement, it shows that the leadership is so committed to addressing the problem of the issue of diversity. So guidelines for inclusive language and behavior, right? So there should be clear guidelines that on the kind of language that should be used, inclusive language and inclusive behavior. There should be a certain behavior that must be exhibited by those concerned that indicates the willingness to carry everyone along. Do you understand? So guidelines for inclusive language and behavior, because there's a pattern of language that is going on in organization that you know that this organization is highly discriminatable, is highly, you know, exclusive. Do you understand? In situation whereby There are certain statements that people made to make you feel that you are just being picked to be here. You are just being, lucky to be here. You are not qualified to be here. And that we can send you away from this place anytime, any day, based on the basis of where you come from or where you belong. Do you understand? So they are making this kind of statement. So there should be a clear guidelines on what one should say, that one will be able to look at it and know that, okay, this organization cares for me, this organization has concern for me. Do you understand? So it's very, very important. So it should not be, the careless talk should not be tolerated. Do you understand? There are certain words or there are certain language that one should not, be seen expressing or communicating. And whether by verbal communication or non-verbal communication, it should not be tolerated. Do you understand? Then procedure for reporting discrimination. And when and where such attitudes are being exhibited, how do you report it? Should also be concerned. How do people report the issue of discrimination? How do people, report the issue of exclusion? It's very important because there should be a clear procedure on how to report such matters so that people can step up to report such incidences in their workplaces. Do you understand? So that's what it is. So implementation strategies. So when you have such kind of policy statements and make them clear, how do you go about implementing them? Please, if you join us, you can do way to share the video, either in a WhatsApp group and then put it on your wall. Let others join, be part of the journey. Thank you very much for doing so. So implementation strategies. Uh, and then of course you can also comment so that we know that you are following up where we are. So you can virtually paraphrase what I'm saying so that I will know that you are hearing me and you are following up. You understand? So implementation strategies. So we're looking at those implementation strategies because it's one thing to have policies, it's another thing to implement those policies to the latter. So what are those strategies that are in place to carry out the implementation? One of those policies, one of those strategies is gain leadership support. One of those strategies that you must put in place to ensure effective and seamless, implementation, policy that has to do with diversity, inclusion, they must be, they must receive leadership support. Right? So those that are saddled with the responsibility of implementing these policies must work hard to gain what leadership support. The leadership must support those policies. The leadership must welcome. The leadership must give their backing to the policies being formulated. Because if the leadership does not give their backing, then it's going to be very, very difficult for those policies to be implemented. Do you understand? So it's one thing to have policies, it's another thing to implement them. Do you understand? So that's why it is. Do you understand? So communicate policies clearly to all employees. So policies must be communicated clearly to all employees. Let them know what the policies are about. Let them know what the policy entails. Let them know the implications. Let them know that the consequences of refusing to do certain things that is expected to be done. So once they know, once they understand, then they are willing to work with the policy. Do you understand? So you must communicate policies clearly to all employees. Let no one be ignorant of what the policy say, even in their dreams, even when they are sleeping, even in their absence. Let them know that this is the policy that has been on ground, and that this policy has these consequences, and this policy, can affect and is applied to everybody. Do you understand? So that no one should take anything for granted. Do you understand? So another strategy for implementing the policies is clear communication of the policies to all employees. The third strategy is to establish monitoring and evaluation mechanisms. All right. Yeah. When policies are to be applied, all right, there should be monitoring mechanism to receive feedbacks on how those policies are failing when applied to our people. Do you understand? How does the policy benefit the people, and what are the challenges, so that you can be able to make amends, so that policies can be reviewed. Do you understand? Because sometimes policies are being applied when people are complaining, when people are crying, policies are still being implemented. There are no reviews, there are no considerations. Do you understand? Yes. So policies, when formulated and being implemented, must receive feedback. So this feedback are what we consider as a monitoring um, an evaluation mechanism. It helps you to have a, an update of how the policies are failing and what should be done and what could be done to improve the impacts of the policy. Do you understand? So these are the three strategies that you need to implement policies. Do you understand? Gain leadership support, communicate policies clearly to all employees, and establish monitoring and evaluation mechanism. You understand? It will help you to have an in-depth understanding of how the policy performs. And if the performance is below expectation, either the policy is being reviewed or is being terminated. You understand? That is one thing that must be in place. Are we following? I think you are following me. And if you are following me, let me know. And of course, do way to paraphrase and do way to, you know, share it to others to join. Then we're going to look at strategies for bias reduction and unconscious bias training. Strategies for bias what? Reduction and unconscious bias training. These are the things that we're going to look at, right? When we talk about conscious or unconscious bias, what does that mean? Unconscious bias. Biases are automatic and can influence decision unknowingly. Biases are what? Automatic and can influence decisions unknowingly. Yeah, you have a bias in your mind. That is you. Bias. You may have a bias in your mind. Take for instance, say maybe I am from a certain tribe, and then I'm in charge of maybe employment opportunities. Do you understand? Definitely, if care is not taken, I am going to. That's this bias, the tendency that I may bring in people from my place. Do you understand? To be there. Do you understand? That is the tendency. That's so you can see that the biases are automatic. They are there. They are with you. And by the time they influence your decision, you may not know. By the time you just, that is why, that is why hmm, the previous administration in Nigeria, for instance, was accused of nepotism. The current administration is being accused of nepotism. Those biases are there and they influence our decision unknowingly. Sometimes that's what we call it unconscious bias. Sometimes you are just out there thinking that you are there to appoint people that are capable, and that's all. And but the point is that one capable people, and then you are seeing them from your area or from your tribe only. This is another question to ask. Do you understand? So these are the biases, and of course they influence our decisions. and sometimes it's not just okay. All right. Gender bias, affinity bias, confirmation bias. These are some of the examples. Men tend towards men, or men tends towards women, and all those ones. Do you understand? Those biases. If it's a woman, it's okay. If it's a man, or if it's a man, okay. If it's a woman, those biases are there. Do you understand? We have all of those biases with us. So, strategies for bias reduction. What are those strategies that we can put in place to reduce some of these biases that are automatic? Because we say they are automatic. So, but how do we reduce them? How do we reduce these biases? How? So, this is what we want to know now. All right. So, number one way or strategy you can take to reduce this biases is awareness training. Awareness or training. So you have to teach employees to recognize their biases. Yes, you have to make the politicians to recognize their biases. You have to make employees to recognize their biases. But these are the biases: tribal biases, religious biases, gender biases, economic biases. Do you understand? And other social factors, educational biases. They are there. So you have to teach the employees or those concerned to recognize their what, their biases. Very important. You have to let them understand their biases. Standardize procedures. Standardize what, procedures. Implementing objective evaluation criteria for hiring and promotion. There should be standardized procedures for doing anything so that no one will feel victimized, so that no one will feel discriminated, so that no one will feel any sense of nepotism. So whatever that is being carried out, you know that these steps are being followed what, judiciously. So no one is being cheated, no one is being discriminated against. Do you understand? So this is what it is. So diverse decision making panels. So ensuring mixed gender, multicultural panels for key decisions. So it shouldn't be one gender, it shouldn't be one culture, multicultural. Different people should come to the decision making table so that the decision making can be holistic, so that decision making can be fair. Do you understand? So this is what we're saying. So when you put some of these measures in place, then the tendency is that you will be able to reduce some of the biases, right? We talk about awareness training, we talk about standardization method or procedures, we talk about diverse decision making panels. You understand? They must come to help improve the situation. All right. Then let's look at unconscious bias training methods. Unconscious bias training methods. Right. Interactive workshops. Yeah, there should be interactive workshops where people can ask questions, where people can get explanations so that they can learn in process. Case studies and real life scenarios. You can use case studies. You can use real life scenarios, examples to explain, right, what it is. Then role playing exercise. Yes, people can participate in role playing or simulation training so that they can know by participating, they can understand better. You understand? By participating, they can understand better. You understand? So that's what it is. So inclusive hiring and promotion practices. It's another thing we're going to consider here. Inclusive hiring and promotion practices. All right. Inclusive hiring practices, that is widening talent pools, partnering with diverse job boards, using structured interactives and interviews and blind recruitment techniques, eliminating biased job descriptions, right? Gender coded words like only female are expected to apply, female candidates only needed. So let the job be open to everybody to apply. But there are some certain jobs they say someone who someone who is a female. We need a female employee for this particular job. That is, the male are excluded. All right. Instead of the job being vacant, just make the job vacant and let everybody apply. Do you understand? So that they can get opportunity of being employed. And there are some jobs that they use some kind of words. If even if it's a lady, there are certain kind of attribute that they mention: outspoken, elegant. Do you understand? Carved hips and carved not waiting. Do you understand? They use such keywords. So when you don't have all of this, automatic disqualification. You understand? Automatic disqualification. Right? Fair promotion processes. So when it comes to promotion, you have to, you know, set transparent criteria for advancement. People should know what criteria are being in place, right? Certain procedures are being in place to, to advance in the career wise, providing equal opportunities or providing equal mentorship and sponsorship opportunities for young people involved. Addressing pay gaps and glass ceiling effect. So that it shouldn't be that some people cannot pass certain levels, no matter how hard they work, no matter how intelligent they are, they cannot pass a certain level. That shouldn't be it. Give people opportunity to express themselves. Measuring success. Regular audit of hiring and promotional data. So you have to carry out the regular hiring and promotional data to know whether these procedures are being met. You know, employees' feedback and surveys can also help to improve the situation. Do you understand? So employees should be given opportunity to say their thoughts, either through a suggestion box so that they cannot be victimized, or whatever means the board or the organization feels like they can report their issues. I hope we are making sense. So the last thing we're going to look at today is employee resource groups, employees resource group, ERGs, and affinity networks. All right. So what are employees resource groups and affinity network? Employee-led groups that support underrepresented identities. All right. So maybe for instance now the Labour Congress can come in and speak for people that are being underrepresented. All right. Or civil societies that used to kick against government representation or female representation. We're talking about the issue of 35% affirmative or 40% affirmative action. So there are some organizations that can come and speak against or speak to government regarding these people. You understand? You say women have 35% affirmation action. What is happening? Are they being given? You understand? You want to know. Are they being given that opportunity to contribute? These are the things. Then we talk about um, benefits of ERS, right? The benefits of ERS, ERGS, right? As employee resource groups. What are the benefits? Provide safe spaces for discussion and networking. That's what they do. That people can come together, network, improve employees' retention and engagement. Like where we have ASU, do you understand? Speaking for a particular set of employees of government. Do you understand? Here we have the level congress, speaking for particular groups of employees. Offer valuable insight for company policies. Offer what? Valuable insight for company what? Policies. Do you understand? So offer valuable insight for company policies. It's very, very important. So that can help the company to understand the direction of things and then develop policies that can accommodate such discrepancies. Do you understand? How to support ERAJS? How to support employees or what? Uh, how to support employee resource groups effectively. One, allocating funding and resources. Allocate funding to appeal to those people to support them when there are needs. Do you understand? Allocate funding. Encourage exclusive, encourage what? Executive sponsorship. Ask the executive to sponsor them. Ask the executive to support executive leadership, support them. Recognizing ERG contributions in business decision. Consider also the decision they contribute in uh, in business decision making. It's very, very important, right? Very, very important. So you have to allocate those funds and then also encourage such kind of executive sponsorship and also recognizing their contributions towards decision making. Very, very important. Do you understand? It's very, very important. So that's it. So by developing inclusive workplace policies, you know, you can promote diverse, equitable, and inclusive workplace environment. So it is very important that we should develop such policies, all right, so that you can promote diversity, you can encourage others to apply as well. You understand? And this can help to improve the welfare and also bring um, create an environment whereby people can work and fulfill their destiny, also can you know work and then experience career development. You understand? And advancement. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you for taking time to be part of this training. You notice I have not been starting training nowadays early like in those days I used to start so early. Sometimes I'm struggling. This platform we're using nowadays is not as effective as it was with the first one. So sometimes it's a matter of struggle to connect, but continue to do our best. Okay, continue to do our best. We are in our month of inductions. We want to be part of our inductions. Inductions are ongoing. We are having induction in Lagos this Saturday. Next Saturday is going to be Port Harcourt. Another Saturday, that is the on the 26th is Enugu. On 3rd May is going to be Abuja. So if you want to participate in any of these inductions to become a certified member of the institute and be certified as a global peace ambassador, then you have an opportunity here. So you come, you participate, and you become a member to contribute your quota to the development of this nation, the development of your nation, and the development of the whole world, and the tranquility of the global community. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful night rest. See you tomorrow by 7 p.m. Thank you.